Hello, Rai Dass. Thank you so much for being here. You created this ashram, this place, and I feel like it's such a powerful place that you created here, and that within like 24 hours of being here, having a night here, it was already such a powerful experience, and that it's not just the amazing location, but it's also the heart that is put into this place, the heart that was put in the buildings and the rituals that you do and all that, and that can be really felt. So I feel very blessed to have you here for an interview.
Thank you.
I wanted to know if there is a practice that you do when you're also on travel or when you're in Sofia in the city. If the rituals are part of your daily routine even when you're not in the ashram.
Yeah, this place is based on the principles of truth, simplicity and love. The three values that Babaji has propagated, and so many other people have also, maybe a little bit different, a slightly different way have talked about. They are the base of, or the guideline of what you have been expressed so nicely your appreciation for this place. It is based on the principles of truth, simplicity and love. Means being genuine, thoughts, speech and action on one line, being simple, because love lives in simplicity, really have an eye on what is useful in our life to give us more peace and quality. Like in this place, for the first 7-8 years, we just lived without electricity, and we didn't miss anything. Something that anyone feels would be such a loss in his or her life. We live without it. We are very happy since last year it is with us. It brings us some comforts, but also for so many years we didn't miss it at all. That's one expression of simplicity. But simplicity is more something as an attitude for our thoughts, for our speech, for our actions. Why to make it so complicated? We can feel much less if we make it so complicated. So being truthful and simple takes us to what we all search for, a feeling of unity with ourselves and the surroundings, which we call it love, a lovely feeling. So the place is based on these principles. The rituals that you have seen me, the ritual that you have seen me performing this morning is just an exercise in love. In the ritual, as you have seen it, we make the Great Spirit, we take the Great Spirit who has created, is maintaining, and as her or his will can also dissolve all what is created. Yeah, we take this entity, which is actually nameless and formless, still, to be enabled to be in a loving touch, contact with this entity. We make this entity our baby and take care for it. Yeah, the different expressions of different aspects of the divine or our masters in a form of a figure. We bath them, put perfume on them, give them the male and the female yellow and red dot and the rice on top, which is when male and female meet in a positive way. It means creation, it means new life, it means creativity, yeah, it means abundance going on, something new. So putting the flowers, putting the incense, offering some food before we take our breakfast, offering some food. We are playing the love. I am playing the love game. It's a love training. It's a consciousness and love training. They're very simple partners. They will always be happy. Whatever I do to them, even if I don't have the mood which they like me to come with, because actually they're only interested in my feelings with what I'm doing. They're not interested really in what are the objects. This is just the game, the rules of the game. But they won't be angry if I come with a low mood. Like your partner might be reacting on when you come with a low mood. He might come with a lower mood. So this is a wonderful training on one side to be in a very concentrated, loving, aware feeling to the space in the activity, and it creates a place of power. It creates a magnetism, not only in the space. This vibration, these waves, they take a larger space. As well, for the fire ritual, you have not been present now. It is happening in one place, but it is creating like a dome, energetic dome, protective field, protective plus transformative field. So, as in the little temple, when you're off mood and go there, through all the love energy you have collected there, immediately you have a good chance your clouds get dispelled. So you have you're creating and maintaining a place of power that will recharge you also when you're in need, which will impact all those that come as visitors. Immediately they come here, they attend one arti, and already, how often I have witnessed it, they got a different view on themselves, and then the process starts. And then also the inner knots start to pop up. They go through all kinds of feelings. I'm there with them, so we got a very nice transformation work done with them. Very often I'm only thankful for that, what I observe lately in a very short span of time. Things that had been undercover for so long come to the surface, get worked through, at least seeds for a new level of life, a new level of freedom are sown. Sometimes people staying longer, they really go through the processes also deeply. Yeah. So that is part of my answer to you. When I go to the city, nowadays, there were periods where when I would stay longer there, I would also do my rituals naturally there. Nowadays, to be sincere, as I just have one day in town, and here is my ritual part so strong. When I go for my one day to Sofia nowadays, my ritual is doing my job in the shop well and treating all my customers and guests as gods, being as kind to them, more kind to them as their life beings than I would to the temple. So that's the step that we have to take anyway at some point. Take that intention, that intention and attention that we have learned in that training spot out to everyone and everything. So nowadays when I go to the town, it is more I meet the temple there in my shop or wherever I go through the streets, whoever I meet, it is training in truth, simplicity, or expression of truth, simplicity and love as well. And that actually has become a reality wherever I go. I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful for those people who have been my guidelines in my life, who have lived this. More than teaching, who have lived it. Like my Guruji Muni Raji, who wouldn't speak much. He would just live it in front of my eyes. So his way of dealing with the world and everything, it would be just transmitted through observing him, through being in his presence, through serving him. I hope this is sufficient answer to your question.
Thank you so much. It's really beautiful. Do you have a practice when you travel, and is it difficult for you?
When I travel, I just spoke about what is nowadays.
That one day. Mm-hmm.
This my one day. When I'm traveling, I have my little shrine.
Oh, okay.
I have my little shrine. Everything is small. It goes in a small, tiny, to take care in whatsoever way. And if it's just offering a flower there, or whatsoever, sprinkle some water around, just put an incense. Sometimes I cannot do, very often I cannot do in all the details. I don't care about that. Mm-hmm. But to keep this element alive and have this little power place with me, this place of beauty, it will turn any hotel room I have to stay in immediately into my home. When I install my little beauty place and get a few flowers for it and put some fruits there. So that gives already a comfort to my heart and my eyes and all my senses when the incense is lit and the beauty, the home is with me.
Oh.
Naturally I will do that. I will do that in a simple way. Everybody could easily do it. And everybody can use different kind of object. What inspires us to connect to what we really are? Infinite love. Yeah? What inspires us, what reminds us and inspires us, that's what is good for us. It can be anything. It can be anything. There's no rules for it. For me.
You've talked to me about painful situations or having kind of a loss, and I find that the way that you see those painful situations and the way that you move through them is very beautiful and trusting. And maybe you want to share more about how you deal with pain and how you see the emotional or harder times and move through them.
Yeah, I talked to you about this very painful moment in my life that I had just to cross about a year ago for a period of a few months, after having done already so many years of practices that have given me a lot of detachment that I had felt in so many situations. This time it was put into my face a situation which made me feel like a baby, like so many people actually which are much younger in age, and suddenly a separation happens or loss of somebody through that. Yeah, unprepared have to meet something like that. I felt myself very cool already, very detached and still. Actually it happened once, a situation like that 33 years ago, now it's 34, when this valley of tears opened for me. There was just 33 years gap in between the first and the second. God knows why. So pain was so deep, I just could surrender to it. I had no way to push it off. I had no way to get to a constant view that made a separation. I had to surrender to it. Between the pain and me, I had to surrender to it. And I think that's a healthy point. So there was this moment of deep grief, but I could surrender, but my prayer was, may this pain not be in vain.
Not be in vain.
Yes, may this pain not be in vain. I had earlier also experienced pain as the greatest teacher. Actually, throughout my life, I had observed since very young, there's no better teacher than pain. I like joy, like everyone. I very much like joy, but I have to admit, in the joyful moments, I haven't been growing too much. I have enjoyed them, but I haven't grown. So actually we need these moments when we really get squeezed. Yeah, we need them. That is the push, like a birth, to take us to new levels. So I had to surrender to the pain, but my prayer was, and I put it out in a nice poem that came in that time, may my pain not be in vain, may it take me to the treasure in the center of my chest. So I was praying and focusing on coming more and more deeper in touch. I mean, I realized once more in all its extension the impermanence of the outer world. I realized that I had been in a dream, in this case believing this is forever, as it was so divine, so beautiful. And my dream broke and I had to realize, hey, really, there is no permanence outside whatever it is. So it pushed and pulled me to this place within me where there is completeness, fullness, stillness, abundance. And that's a journey connecting more and more through intensive spiritual practice, starting from the point where I just could surrender to the pain and ask guidance of my masters and protections of the angels to take me as smooth and fast through it. The rest were my efforts in my meditations, in my mind control as much as possible, to not to give into the illusion of missing, but connect with the reality of oneness within myself. So I can say I already quite early, when still the valley of tears was very deep, but in a moment of light I felt for myself, if you cross the valley of tears in the proper direction, it takes you to the valley of flowers. So the valley of flowers now, since a while, is flowering more and more. And this I wish to everyone who is crossing the valley of tears. Keep in mind, crossing it the right way, it might take you higher than you ever was. That's the only reason for it. Whatsoever silly thoughts we might have of punishment or whatsoever, my karma and now I have to suffer, victimhood, it is just a silly illusion. It doesn't take us anywhere. To take the full responsibility and really look into what was a shortcoming or a misunderstanding on our side in the situation, and then go through like a phoenix. Fly high.
Thank you so much for answering in such beautiful words. Thank you for listening. There will be information about this place in the info box.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes, so you can find the website to the
Yeah.
ashram.
Super.
And
whoever likes, whoever feels it could be beneficial for the personal growth should feel very welcome. It could be a very different reality which is very healthy, which has a very healthy impact on whosoever's life. We're here to serve. That's the main purpose why creating this place was to give a little sand grain or a little drop to this whole movement which is engulfing our planet now. On one side, the destruction growing more and more. On the other hand, the healing is growing. So this is meant as a sand grain to the dune of healing, which is moving around our planet.